W8WKY.
Whiskey 8 Tango Delta listening.
TD, KD8PC. Good evening. Where in the world are you tonight?
TK.
Wow, a pileup. Oh, good evening all. Where am I today? Well, let's see. We're approaching Panama City. We were supposed to arrive at Cartagena, Colombia, today at noon, but they had to divert because the ship can't make full speed for whatever mechanical reason. So we skipped that stop. And we're going to get into Panama City quite a bit earlier than anticipated, which will give them a long day docked to attempt to repair whatever it was. And I'm sorry I didn't get any calls. I think there was one or two on Allstar, and probably one by radio. Anyway, W8TD would be Maritime Mobile if I were on a radio, but I'm not.
I think it was W8TV, this is KJ5ITK, Scott, in Waco, Texas.
KJ5IT, uh-oh. I heard it, but I forgot it already. Waco, Texas. ITG, I think it was. Whiskey Tango Delta. Name is John. Who else is in there?
Hi, John. KD8PC, Dustin here in Medina. I heard you call and just wanted to say hi. I'll let you two carry on there because I've got another conversation going on the other radio here. KD8PC, back to you.
Okay, fine business, Dustin. Get back to your conversation and we'll talk to you no doubt soon. At least I'm back connected to the net. I haven't been connected until today. So I haven't been checking into the morning nets. K-something 5 ITG, I think. W8TD.
W8TB, I think. This is Kilo Juliet 5, India Tango Kilo, KJ5ITK, Scott, in Waco, Texas. So are you on a cruise or working on a cargo ship or on your own personal yacht?
Okay, thanks. KJ5ITK, I've got it now. Whiskey 8 Tango Delta. Yes to the first two and no to the last two. Not a personal yacht and not a cargo ship, but a cruise ship that I'm working on.
Roger. Well, my hat is off to you working on a cruise ship. I've been on many cruises and have always been impressed. Of course, I mainly did Royal Caribbean. Done a few others, but mainly Royal Caribbean. And always was super impressed with the staff and just how courteous everybody was, and just especially with Royal Caribbean. I don't know what cruise line you're working on, but yeah, they and I hadn't been displeased with any others, but it just seemed like Royal Caribbean was always over the top.
Well, I've been with most of them at one time or another. Royal Caribbean was a favorite. After COVID, everything shut down for a couple of years. When they started sailing again after COVID, I went with Royal and was with them for, I don't know, a year and a half. And then Carnival seduced me away, so I was with them all last year. And this year Norwegian caught my eye, so I'm working with them. It's not really a staff position. I'm a guest lecturer. I come on board and talk about mostly astronomy, but I also talk about ham radio and home brewing beer.
That's cool. That is really cool. One of the things I said, especially with the Royal Caribbean, mainly with the Royal Caribbean cruises, was it seemed like every, even you knew that they had just dumped off a whole ship full of people. Well, I apologize for my dogs in the background. Let me get some break for a second. I am extremely sorry for that. We're babysitting one of my son's bird dogs tonight. Him and his wife are out of town, and our dogs don't like it when she's out running around on her own. So anyway, what I used to say many times is it seemed like every Royal Caribbean adventure we went on, it was like it was their maiden voyage. They just treated everybody like it was their first time out to sea, and knowing that they had just dumped off thousands of people and starting all over again, and it was just always a nice adventure.
Well, they do an amazing job of that. Especially, I'm always amazed on embarkation day at how pleasant everybody is to us newbies that are just getting on, because that's their worst day. That's turnaround day is the absolutely the worst day for the crew and hospital or hotel employees, and they still manage to make it seem like they're really glad to see you, including me. So yeah, I always appreciate that. And I found all the lines are pretty friendly and pretty easy to deal with. It's sporadic for me. I'm an attorney. This isn't what I do for a living, but in the spring and the fall, I try to pick up as many as I can. This has been an unusual one because I took off in mid-January for what I thought was just a 31-day trip. But while I was on there, they talked me into picking up 2 more, so I'm still gone. I won't get back till the end of this month, except for a couple of days in between when I was home. Not normally able to abandon the office for this long at a time, and it remains to be seen whether I'll get away with abandoning the office for this long, because there's stuff I need to be doing, and I can do, a certain amount of it remotely here. But some of the touchy-feely hand-holding stuff is tricky for me. KJ5, ITK, I'm pretty sure I've got it. Whiskey 8 Tango Delta.
W8WKY.
Whiskey 8 Tango Delta, you got it. You nailed it. Yeah, so what kind of law do you practice?
Primarily family law. Divorces, dissolutions, custody, wills, trusts, estates, stuff like that.
Roger. I many acquaintances of lawyers in my lifetime. I've been in law enforcement for 35, going on 36 years now. So lots of friends. We're mainly prosecutors. Some defense attorneys that turned out to be friends. But yeah, I've had many lawyers as acquaintances in my lifetime. But yeah, and unfortunately, I'm sad to say I've had to utilize lawyers with your expertise in my past too.
Yeah, sometimes you just need it to deal with situations as they develop. I haven't done any criminal work for quite a while, or not much anyway. Primarily existing clients that already know me and trust me. But yeah, you wind up spending a certain amount of time trying to make the cop on the stand look dumb, which doesn't make any friends. I worry about driving around in my small town. But so far I've never been arrested on.
But you can show me. Go to privacy settings.
What's that? Oh, I don't know what that was, but go ahead. Yeah, my watch started talking to me for some reason. It was to the phone here, and it was getting picked up. I'll have to investigate what that was about later, because I don't think I want to talk to my watch right now. KJ5ITK, WATD.
Good evening. I believe that was a 30-minute warning or let you know the beacon net is kicking off here in a little bit. Good to hear everybody. WATD and U5D.
Oh, gosh, okay, sorry. Apparently it was not on, well, apparently it was on here. Oh, yeah, it is. Minutes away. Well, thanks for the chat. Nice to talk to you. And we'll get out of the way for the scheduled activities, which I guess is broadcasting for a while, which I usually don't listen to, and then eventually the net will pick up. KJ5ATK, WATD. Thanks for the call.
Yes, sir. Good sailing to you. It's a pleasure talking to you. And Steve, thank you for the warning. 73 to you, and KJ5ITK will be cleared.
Three.
This is KE8VZA with the BeaconNet pre-show, which will start in less than a minute. So I grabbed a few people on the blue screen, and Tom, KA8MNT, I see you want to be in and out. We'll make that happen, 7-3. So let's hold off on check-ins until after we get the pre-show rolling. So please stand by for our lovely announcer, KE8VZA.
The BeaconNet, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
QST. I am KE8VZA, Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha. My personal is Eric, Echo Romeo India Charlie. And this is the BeaconNet pre-show on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio,
frequency is 147 Mark 390 with a positive offset, and a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. You can also connect to us via Allstar, node number 48496, or Echolink W8WKY-R. The BeaconNet pre-show is a controlled pre-net. I ask that all traffic pass through net control, yours truly, and any emergency or urgent traffic, please break in at any time. At this time, I'll take a pause for any emergency or urgent traffic. Please call now. KE8VZA returning, hearing nothing. We'll move along here. And first up is our notorious Mickey Mouse roll call, where we check in with all of our net control team members. And let's start at the top with KE8QKO. He will be our master of ceremonies at the top of the hour. Nick at Nite, are you out there, and how are you doing tonight? KE8QKO, KE8VZA, out there yet, Nick?
KE8VZA, KE8QKO, I'm out here, sir, and standing by. You're sounding a little scratchy to me. Am I sounding okay to you?
Yes, Nick, you're sounding fine. And is my signal any better?
Not really. It's about the same, but you're readable. You just got some bacon frying in the background.
Roger. Thanks for that. Appreciate the signal report. It's probably that QRM bubble that I deal with every Sunday evening. I hope that's all it is. Anyway, good to hear you, Nick. You're sounding good. We'll clear with KE8QKO. Next on the list is KD8EPC, a man with no responsibilities whatsoever tonight. Are you out there, Dustin, and how are you? And are you going to hang around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA and the BeaconNet pre-show. This is KD8EPC. Well, good evening, Eric. Hopefully I'm sounding all right. I blew the dust off an old commercial Kenwood radio I had sitting on the shelf today and programmed this in to make sure it's working. As far as your signal goes, I'm not getting any bacon frying on you on my end. You're nice and clear and full quieting there, so there you go. But I'm going to try my best to stick around. This is KD8EPC. Back to pre-net control.
All right, Dustin, thanks for the signal report. You're coming in very clear, full quieting as well. Thanks for that. And, yeah, give it a shot. We'll keep you on the list. And we're clear with KD8EPC. I'm KE8VZA with the BeaconNet pre-show, and we'll roll right on down to KD8SLG, Just Nick. How you doing, Just Nick? Are you out there tonight? And are you going to hang around for the big show?
KE8VZA says KD8SLG. Good evening, Eric, and all the Beacon netizens. Yeah, I'm out there, man. Oh, can you hear the parrot? Yeah, I'm glad to be back on the air. Storms Friday night knocked out the internet down here on the farm, and so no internet and so no phone, cellular service. I got to drive about 5 or 6 miles to get cell service, so I'm not driving, so that wasn't happening. So yeah, had a little time out over the weekend, technology-wise. And, we played Monopoly last night. That was a blast. I think I'm going to stick around. Good try, anyway. It's KD8SLG, back to net control. Thanks, Eric.
W8WKY.
All right, very good, Just Nick. Well, hey, no internet, no cell phone, just like the good old days, right? Monopoly sounds cool. If you know things get tough and you really need to kill time, you pull out the game of Risk. That can go on for days. Anyway, clear with you, Nick. Give it your best shot, and we'll leave you on the log. Good to hear you tonight. Okay, next on the list is W8HRF. Josh, are you out there, Josh? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KEA-VZA and the BeaconNet pre-show. This is W8HRF. Good evening, Eric. Good evening to all the Beacon Netizens. I'm going to do my best to stick around. I'm getting ready for work this week, but I will be trying to stick around for trivia. Looking forward to it. So, send it back to you, sir. KEA-VZA, W8HRF.
Very good, Josh. Good to hear you tonight. Give it your best shot. Yeah, I'm trying not to think about the big W just yet. It'll come here soon enough. Anyway, I have to brace myself. We'll clear with W8HRF, and we'll roll on down to KE8YUK. Lucy, how are you, Lucy? Are you sticking around with for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA, KE8YUK. Hi, Eric. Hi, everybody. Hi, Parrot in the background of Nick's transmission. Josh and I were guessing what kind of bird that was. He said it kind of sounds like a green-cheeked conure, which is what cricket was, or parrot back in the day. And I said, I don't think so, because cricket was louder. I will stick around, probably not super focused, tying up some loose ends around the house since Betty finally just went to bed. But, yeah, I should be around. And you only bring out risk if you want to make enemies. Same thing with Monopoly. It only goes badly in my family, so I'm glad it was a blast. We'll pass it back to you, Eric. We'll catch you when it's our turn to chime in, I guess. KE8YUK, back to KE8VZA.
Good evening.
Arguments over some games of Monopoly and risk amongst my siblings. But anyway, it was still fun. We all still had fun. It always ended well. But good to hear you tonight. Give it your best shot, and we'll clear with KE8YUK. I'm KE8VZA with the BeaconNet pre-show. And next on our list is Alan, KI5DAY. How you doing tonight, Alan? How's Larry doing? And you got an old trivia question ready for us when the time comes.
KI5DAY with Larry the Rubber Chicken. Yeah, man, I got an old trivia question tonight, and it's a rather strange one. I have to admit, this is one of my favorite ones I've ever done, I think. So, if I can keep the coughing down to a minimum. I am having a struggle with allergies, so this little cough tickle keeps coming up. But all is good, and I'll be ready with it. Excuse me. I did say in the screen, I think that maybe the net controllers can remind everybody, don't give documentary answers about how you just watched it on A&E or Discovery, and don't look it up. Just have fun and answer the question, unless you're one particular individual who looks it up every week so you can follow his lead and get it right every time. Hi. But yeah, all is good, man. I'm looking forward to the trivias tonight, and the one that I have is a rather strange one. It blew my mind when I read it, so we'll see how it goes. And beautiful night in Oklahoma. The WIND is actually not doing its thing, and it's calm. That's very strange. But anyways, with that, back to net, KI5DAY.
All right, Alan. Wow, I can't wait to hear this one. And maybe Larry shouldn't blow all that Funyun dust over at you there while you're trying to talk. But good to hear you tonight. Can't wait for the alt trivia. And we'll clear with KI5DAY. That brings us to the bottom of the net control team. And so we'll go ahead and take some check-ins here in a minute. First, I'm going to read off who I have. Let me take a break for time. I'll be right back. This is KE8VZA returning with the BeaconNet pre-show. Let me read off who I have on the list thus far. I've been grabbing people from the blue screen as I see them pop in there. I have Eddie, W3ETB, Taco Tim, KI5TAQ, Ray, K5CFY, Tom, KA8MNT, who has to be in and out tonight, 73, Tom. Andy, AB8MO. Mac, KI5RFI, representing Arkansas. Brian, KF8G. Ken, down in Moody, Texas, N5LKR. And Harry, KE8ZZR. There you have it. So now, if you'd like to get on the log, please give me your call sign phonetically and then alphabetically with your name and location. Please call now.
Kilo Juliet 5 India Tango Kilo, KJ5 ITK Scott in Waco, Texas.
Alpha 8, Charlie Tango, AA8CT, Craig in Shreve.
W8WKY, repeater, PL114.8.
All right, I'll pick it up there. I added KE8QFT, Fred, from the blue screen. We also got KJ5ITK, Scott, and AA8CT, Craig. Any other stations that would like to get on the log before we work this list, please give me a call. All right, hearing nothing, let's go up to the top of the list. W3ETB Eddie. How you doing tonight, Eddie? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Hi, Eric. Yeah, I'll be here to take care of those trivia questions. Yeah, not too bad. We didn't have too much rain today. We had some rain, but not a lot. But any bit of rain is better than none, you know, especially since the flowers that I planted hopefully will get enough moisture to come up and survive, although on Tuesday and Wednesday they're calling for low temperatures at night. Tuesday they were calling for 32 degrees. So, and there will go all my plants. Probably they'll all die from the cold. So you know the ones that did come up so far. Anyway, I'll be here. W3 TV back to that.
All right, Eddie, very good. Yeah, we've had steady rain here, and some areas around where I am in Ohio here have had more than other areas. But, yeah, so it's supposed to be 32 degrees tonight here, and the rest of the week is supposed to be, Monday it's going to dip down to 25, Tuesday 27, and then back up into the 30s for lows Wednesday, Thursday. So there you have that. Anyway, good to hear you, Eddie. Got you on the log sticking around. We'll clear with W3ETB. I am KE8VZA. And next is Taco Tim, all the way from Baofeng, Oklahoma, KI5TAQ. How are you doing tonight, Tim? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Well, good afternoon, or I should say good evening there. Well, the answer to your question on that is yes, I am sticking around, Eric, and I am enjoyed a little bit of break from the workplace, and I got to go back and raise cane tomorrow when I'm able to. But besides that, I'll send it back to net control. This is KI5TAQ, and yes, I'm from Baofeng, Oklahoma.
All right, Tim. Well, I hope you enjoyed your break before you have to head back to the big W. But, hey, it pays the bills, right? That's good. That's a good thing. Good to hear you tonight, Tim. Got you on the log and sticking around. We'll clear with KI5TAQ. And next is K5CFY. I haven't seen him in the blue screen yet. Ray, are you out there? K5CFY. K5CFY, this is KE8VZA with the BeaconNet pre-show. Just wondering if you're out there, if you're going to stick around for the big show tonight. All right, hearing nothing. Maybe Ray hasn't made it to his radio yet. We'll circle back and pick him up in a bit. Okay, let's go down to Andy, AB8MO. How you doing tonight, Andy? And are you sticking around with the big show tonight?
All right, good thing I just looked up to check my VFO, make sure I was transmitting on the right one, and I indeed am. This is AB8MO. Yeah, I think I'll stick around at least through my turn. Can't guarantee I'll stay the whole net, but we'll see how entertaining y'all are tonight. Alan, if you start giving me more punishment, I might just cry and leave in disgust. Back to that, AB8MO.
All right, Andy. Hopefully it won't come to that. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with AB8MO, who's sticking around, and go on down to KI5RFI Mac. How you doing tonight, Mac? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
Well, good evening, Eric, and everybody on the net. Been a beautiful day here in northwest Arkansas. We got a little relief from the rain finally. We need the rain, but it's been crazy, raining 4 days in a row, every day, almost all day long. So I'm ready for a little bit of a break from it anyway. Going to get really cold tonight, but then it's supposed to warm up into the 70s here the rest of the week, I think, for the highs. I will be sticking around for the big show, and glad to be a part. Greetings from Arkansas, KI5RFI.
All right, Mac. Good to hear you tonight, and hope you're staying dry and all that rainfall there. Good to hear you. We'll clear with KI5RFI, who's sticking around, and we'll go on down to Brian, KF8G. How you doing tonight, Brian? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
AFRJ, but you might tell us what time?
KE8VZA returning. I copied AF5JB, Matt, who's short time. I'll get to you in a minute, Matt. KF8G, this is KE8VZA. Are you out there, Brian? I'm just checking to see if you're going to stick around for the main net tonight. All right, we'll circle back and check on him in a bit. Let's see, next on the list is N5LKR Ken down in Moody, Texas. How you doing tonight, Ken? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
Well, good evening, everybody on the net. This is N5LKR in Texas. No, I don't believe I'll be sticking around. I'm a little tired. So with that, I'll send it back to you. This is N5LKR. Y'all have a good evening and a good work week. N5LKR, clearing the net.
Well, thank you, Ken. Appreciate it. You have a good week yourself, and get some rest. And thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. And 73, we'll clear with N5LKR. And next on the list is KE8ZZR, Harry. How you doing tonight, Harry? And are you sticking around for the big show?
KE8VZA. This is KE8ZZR. Good evening, Eric, and everybody on the net. Yes, I'll be hanging around for the big show.
All right, very good, Harry. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with KE8ZZR. I am KE8VZA. Next on the list is KE8QFT Fred. How you doing tonight, Fred? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8QFT, yes, I will be here. Boy, that sounds real exciting, huh? Yeah. I'll be here. KE8QFT back to Prenet. Thanks. Everybody, I hope everyone's doing okay.
Very good, Fred. Good to hear you tonight. Got you on the log as sticking around. We'll clear with KE8QFT. Next on the log is KJ5ITK. Scott, down in Waco, Texas. How you doing tonight, Scott? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
Well, good evening, Eric and the rest of the net. Unfortunately, regrettably so, I am about 10 minutes away from lights out, so I won't be sticking around. I wish I could. I always enjoy hearing y'all, but getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna turn in here pretty quick. But enjoy the net. Thank you for doing it. It's KJ5ITK, clear.
You're very welcome, Scott. Thank you for stopping by to check in tonight, and get some good rest. Yeah, 5 o'clock does come around early. We'll clear with KJ5ITK 73, and we'll go on down to AA8CT, Craig, down in Shreve. How you doing tonight, Craig? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
KE8VZA. Good evening, Eric. AA8CT. Yes, I am. We're enjoying winter again. I have an app on my phone that shows kind of what's happening outside, and I turned it on just before I logged in here and had snow flurries coming down. So that's just wrong. All right, with that, Eric, back to you, Net Control. Thank you for doing what you do. We do appreciate it, and to all the Beacon Netters around the country, I hope everybody has a safe and enjoyable week next week, and try to make it a little bit better. Take care.
All right, Craig, good to hear you tonight. Got you on the log, sticking around. Next, we'll go down to Matt, AF5JB. How you doing tonight, Matt? And do you have a few comments for the pre-net since your short time? Please go ahead.
I do. Thank you so much for having me on, and good evening to you and everybody else. Other than that, we're currently 47 degrees and 40 cloudy. It's supposed to get down to almost freezing tonight, but it's supposed to warm up. Tomorrow's supposed to be 65 tomorrow, and it's supposed to be 70s and 80s all week with no rain, so I'll take that. But other than that, had a great weekend. I saw a friend of mine finally in Oklahoma, and then he got down there and he got back into Tulsa and about 1:15 this morning, and went to the main event. Played some cars at World's Largest Pac-Man, and then went home and played some Miss Pac-Man, some Outrun, and
Capcom bowling, so that's pretty fun. Ace pizza, have me a beer. I've kind of hung around the house a little bit and on the bed. Of course, that laundry yesterday too, so I got that done. And I was trying to take it easy all that day, get ready for a whole new week. So I'm supposed to have a half pass coming up at Claremore. I'm gonna try to make it. My schedule was quite full, but I'm gonna try to get there if I can. I got most everything I needed anyway, but other than that, that's all I got. Always good to hear you guys out there, and stay free and stay warm, and until next time, thanks for having me on. Stay free. This is AFI-JB Matt, Tulsa, Oklahoma. About to take control. Thanks again.
KE8VZA returning. Very good, Matt. Good to hear you had a good weekend. You have a great work week coming up. And 73, thanks for checking in. We'll clear with Matt, AF5JB, and go on down to our next station, KC8FQV Mark. How you doing tonight, Mark? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Mark, I hope I heard the right thing. You might have had it mixed up, but KSFQ, yeah, I'm going to stick around, Eric. Good seeing everyone at the Hamfest yesterday. Chicago Falls won. So, KSFQ, back to net.
All right, Mark, good to hear you tonight. Got you on the log sticking around. It must have been somebody else because I was not at the Hamfest. I wanted to go, but I had some other stuff going on. But yeah, time, and I hear that Hamfest is a good one. So that brings us to the bottom of the list. We have KC8FQV who's sticking around. We'll clear with him. I'm KE8VZA with the Beaconnet pre-show on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. 147 Mark 390 positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We have a couple minutes left of the pre-show. If you'd like to get on the log before we kick off the big show at the top of the hour, please give me a call.
KE9 CSL, Kilo Echo Niner, Charlie Sierra Lima, checking in.
KUPCA, WB3K, Phil in Uniontown. I'm going to be just checking in. I have no traffic, tired, and I'm going to get to bed early this evening. Thank you very much. KE8BZA, Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. Have a great evening, and 73 to all.
All right, I'll pick it up there. WV3K, KE8VZA. Well, Phil, thanks for checking in, and get a good rest. And 73, good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with WV3K, and we'll jump up here to KE9, Charlie Sierra Lima. Looks like Lewis. Looks like you're in Wisconsin. Very good. How are you doing tonight? And are you going to stick around for the main net, which is going to start in mere seconds?
Yes, sir. I'll stick around for tonight. KE9CSL over here, and yes, I'd love to stick around for the net tonight. Standing by.
Very good, Louis. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to have 2 trivia questions, and everyone will get a turn to make some comments to the rest of the group. So, good deal. Got you on the around. We'll clear with KE9CSL, and that's it for the pre-show tonight. It's time to turn it over to our Master of Ceremonies, KE8QKO, Nick at Nite. This is KE8VZA. Go ahead and take it away there, Nick.
KE8QKO. All right, well, thank you, Eric. Fine business on the pre-show. Good evening and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Nick. My call sign is KE8QKO, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Kilo Oscar, and I'll be net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the W8WKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. This is a directed net. All traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, Fireside Network, and various other repeaters, so we ask you keep for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic, please call now.
Good evening. This is WB2UFO. Just looking for someone to say hello.
I'm not sure what that was, but I don't hear any traffic. Let's go ahead and take some check-ins. If somebody needs to check in or recheck or get in there, they can do that. Okay, so anyone who has not already checked in the pre-show that would like to check in the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, looks like Eric did a pretty good job on the pre-show there, not hearing anybody trying to check in. Let's go up and talk to KE8VZA Eric to get our primary question read for us. Eric, take it away.
All right there, Nick at Nite. This is KE8VZA here with the main trivia question. Some radio stations used water for cooling their transmitters. Besides cooling, what else was the water used for? Possibilities are alpha, the water was used in a wet radial system. Bravo, the water was dirty and used for irrigation. Charlie, the water was used to heat the station and the other buildings surrounding it. Or Delta, the water was used for firefighting. Let me take a break and I'll read it again. KE8VZA returning with the main trivia question. Some radio stations used water for cooling transmitters. Besides cooling, what else was the water used for? Choices are alpha, the water was used in a wet radial system. Bravo, the water, dirty, was used for irrigation. Charlie, the water was used to heat the station. Or Delta, the water was used for firefighting. I'll put this in the blue screen in a minute. KE8VZA back to net control.
W8WKY.
KE9CSL. Alpha.
All right, this is K8QKO. I caught very little of what Eric said. I heard K9CSL try to get in there. Let's see. I'm going to try to do a radio check with somebody who. See if Eric, can you come back and tell me how I'm sounding to you?
KE8QKO, KE8DCA. You sound good to me, Nick.
All right, thank you. I think I have a lot of static on my receives. I'm going to try, let's see, looking at the login, see what we got here. I'm going to try to reach out to K8ZZR Harry. Harry, can you give me a radio check?
Nick, you're sounding good over here. No problems.
All right, thank you very much. I can try to get through this. I think I might need your help there, Eric. Looks like I've got a lot of noise coming in on my radio, and I don't know why. So I'm going to have to figure that out, or maybe later. I'm not sure. That's not something I'll be able to take care of right now. But, yeah, so that's what's going on there. Great day. Great weekend. All right, so I heard your trivia, Eric. I'll read it. I'll check it in the blue screen. I think everybody else probably heard it better than I did. Let's go talk to KI5DAY Alan to get his alternate trivia read. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY Internet. Sorry, my Allstar Node decided to ID just as I keyed up. So, Eric, I don't see your answers in the trivia question. Maybe I'm hallucinating in the blue screen. Anyways, tonight's alternate trivia. Oh boy, if I could find it here on my screen. Here it is. Let me let this drop in. I will read this. But before I do, just to check, Nick at Night, your signal here is great. How does mine sound to you?
Well, you're readable. I think I've got the same static from you that I've got from everybody right now, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But, yeah, it's readable, and if I have any issues, I'll just try to reach out for help in the blue screen. But other than that, I think we can... Well, Dustin said he can take it. If you want to, Dustin, you can go ahead and take it after Alan's done. I'll play around with my antenna. Maybe something got knocked out of whack.
Comment?
Comment, go ahead.
In the state of Texas, on all channels.
All right, copy state of Texas on all channels. All right, Alan, sorry, can you read your trivia question, please? And then, Dustin, if you want to take it, I'll mess around with my antenna after that and see if I can get a better signal.
Alrighty, KI5DAY returning. I was just waiting through the chaos there. So tonight's alternate trivia. You might want to pay attention to this one. Oh boy. Back in the year 1967, Dr. Martin Luther King and his wife, Coretta Scott King, did a kind gesture that was later paid back. They covered the cost of the birth of one of these famous people. Whose birth cost did the Kings pay for in 1967? Was it A, Anderson Cooper of CNN, B, Julia Roberts of Star, C, Alan West, a retired military officer and politician, or D, a zoologist, Dr. Lima Cornwaldoby? KI5DAY. This will be posted in the blue screen. Right to that.
All right, thanks for that there, Alan. Let me make sure here. This is KD8EPC, K8QKO. You ready for me to take it over?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks so much there, Nick. This is KD8EPC with the BeaconNet, and next on my list here, or first on my list here tonight is going to be Eddie, W3ETB. Good evening, how are you?
Hi, Dustin. And hi, Nick, in the background. You probably can't hear me, but, anyway. Hello. And Dustin, I hope you're doing well and everything's going okay with you. And how's the vehicles running? Anyway, let's get to the trivia questions. I'll go with C for the main and B for Alan. So I guess C and B gotta be it. Back to you there, Dustin. 73 and have a great night.
All right there, Eddie. Well, great to hear you out there tonight. And I'll tell you what, car hasn't been driving much lately. It needs a new strut. It's been making some noise. So they'll be here tomorrow. So hopefully I'll get the alignment and get that back. But been driving the truck and it's been great there. So great to hear you, my friend. We'll say 73 to you for now, and we'll catch you on down the log. All right, let's go over to Taco Tim now. KI5TAQ. Good evening. Take it away.
Well, let me get the trivia questions out of the way. For the main trivia question will be C as in Charlie. And for Alan's question, I'm going to go D as in Doggy. And that's what I'm going to go for. So we'll just send it back to net control, and I'll find out. This is KI5TAQ.
All right there, Tim. Well, great to hear you out there tonight. We got your answers down, and it's great to hear you. Once again, glad to have you back home there. We'll say 73 and catch you down the log. K5CFY, Mr. Ray is green down the line there. I don't think he's there, but I'll try him. K5CFY, are you there? All right, I didn't think so. We haven't heard him. So, Mr. Ray, if you're listening, we'll say 73 and catch you down the log. K8MNT Tom was in and out, and that brings me down to the land of snow and maple syrup. AB8MO, my good friend Andy, how are you?
Hopefully I gave it a little bit long enough to reset. Let me drop it a sec. All right, that should definitely get things to reset there. Okay, yeah, it must be some local QRM at Nick at Night, because he's definitely getting in. So we'll go with Eric's RFI bubble. That sounds legitimate there. All right, first off, trivia question. I will say A, Alpha on Eric's, and I got to go with the lovely Julia Roberts for Alan. That's probably a bait answer, but I don't know. I always take the bait, you know that. Thanks for stepping up there and doing it there, Dustin. Yeah, that radio surprisingly got strong. Seems like every radio you buy, you got to scream into the mic, and we could barely hear you, but that one is an exception. I don't think I'd turn the mic gain up anymore, to be honest. It's good and strong, so... a good radio to use for net control, that is for sure. I don't think anybody's going to have trouble understanding you. So, anyway, let's see here. I don't know if the buckets are still up or not, but don't be taking them down here real soon. We're pretty much done with syrup season. All the pancake breakfasts except for the American Legion Hall were done this last week. And I think the American Legion Hall is done this week. So if you want more pancakes and syrup, well, you either got to make them yourself or wait till next year. So you probably hear the cat. She says hello. And what more can I say? I still don't understand what she says, but she tries to talk. And maybe she'll get her license one of these days. Back to you there, Dustin, and thanks for stepping in there, and you're doing a wonderful job as always, and I really mean that. KD8EPC, this is ABNMO.
All right, ABNMO. Well, Andy, it's great to hear you out there tonight, and we'll say hello to Lily. And, boy, yeah, geez, I had something else for you, but I totally forget what it was. But, yeah, this radio is it's just one of these old commercial deals, new old stock, brand new in the box when I got it. So that might be it. So we'll keep her hooked up, and if it's the best one, this might be the new Shack radio. We'll say 73, Andy. Have a great night, and we'll catch you on down the log. This is KD8EPC with the Beacon Net. Next on my list, representing Arkansas, KI5RFI. Mac, how you doing?
Well, good evening, Dustin. I haven't talked to you in quite a while. I've had a few conversations with you on the blue screen here and there, but I've been missing the Wednesday night net, so good to hear from you there. I think I'm going to go on the trivia questions. I'm just taking a guess on both of them. I'm going to go Charlie and Charlie. That may be wrong, but there you go. At least I didn't look them up. Back to you, KI5RFI.
All right there, Mac. Well, great to hear you out there tonight. It has been a month of Sundays since we've had a good chat there, so good to hear you out there and get you down for CNC and come back and join us on Wednesday nights when you can. We sure miss you. We'll say 73, and that's going to bring me on over to Brian now. KF8G, you out there?
Yeah, that was odd. I've got one of Bob Bunn's old radios. It's a Vertex. 100 watt with numerical keyed it up and it died. Must have popped a fuse. I don't know. I guess I'll go A and C on my answers. Whatever. I don't care. But I hope everybody had a good time at the Hamfest. I got to do that. Today I was just kind of watching racing all day. It was a long race in Mid-Ohio that they finally got off from their flooding on Saturday. So I was watching that. But other than that, not much else going on this week. Hoping for better weather. I'm going to get the snow tires off my car. I'm going to Nelson Ledges on Saturday, maybe to help them with tire wall stacking. But that's about the only thing I really got planned this week. Back to net, KF8G.
All right there, Brian. Well, that sounds like a fun time. We'll say 73. We got you down for Alpha and Charlie. Let's see, N5LKR. Ken was in and out there. We'll say 73 to him, and that's going to bring me on over to Harry now. K8ZZR. How you doing, Harry?
KD8EPC. This is K8ZZR. Good evening, Dustin. Thanks for helping out. Nick and Nite there. You guys, you NCO guys are all like a well-oiled machine. That's great to hear that you help each other out. Not too much happening here. Went over the Cuyahoga Falls Hamfest yesterday, cruised around, got some little trinket things, and didn't do a whole lot here today. The weather is kind of cold out there, so I just kind of like sat inside. So I decided to get the flight simulator out, start practicing my RC airplane stuff, so I can probably fly that this summer. I didn't do too much of it last year because I was messing around with this ham radio stuff. So other than that, that's about it. With my questions here, I'm going to go with CNC, Charlie and Charlie. So I'll turn it back to you, Nick, or Dustin, I'm sorry. And this is KE8ZZR Clear.
All right, Harry. Well, great to hear you. We got you down for Charlie and Charlie this evening, and I hope you enjoy that flying those RC planes there. I bet you that's really fun, and take time for ham radio and planes there. So great to hear you, 73, and we are the Beacon Net team, so it's one for all and all for one there, and we work together. So we'll say 73 and catch you down the log, and that's going to bring me on over to Uncle Fred. KE8QFT, what's going on the north end of town?
Oh, not much going on here, Dustin. I'm going to say Charlie and Charlie for the answer, because someone else said that, and I'm looking over their shoulder. I didn't have time to Google it. Oh, see there was a bad fire in Medina this morning, I guess. I seen that on the Facebook. Not sure where it was. You know, somebody said Finn Road and then Route 18, but I don't know. Finn Road goes to Route 18, you know. And then someone else said it was near Permode, the old Permode building. So I don't know. Maybe you had an idea on where that was, but that's about it for now. The Guardians, you know, open up at home Tuesday. Toasty 35 degrees is supposed to be the high that day, if it doesn't snow. Okay, that's about it for now. KE8QFD, back to net control.
All right there, Uncle Fred. Well, great to hear you tonight. And, yeah, that fire you were talking about was over right next to AI Route on West Liberty Street, just past the tracks there, next to the office on the north side of the road. Whole top of the building's gone. If you drive by, you can see. So, home opener tomorrow. We're looking forward to it. Go Guardians. We'll say 73, Uncle Fred, and have a great evening. This is KD8EPC with the Beacon Net. Next on my list here is ACT. Craig, how are you?
KD8EPC. Good evening, Dustin. AA8CT. I'm fine. I'm enjoying our spring-like weather, and the fact that snow flurries are in the forecast. What a day. My answers are going to be because I don't know Charlie and Charlie, and thank you, and I think this shows that the Beacon Net and all of the net control operators and all the Sarah Club members, we all pitch in, and it all works out well for the good of amateur radio, and for that we thank you. With that, back to net control.
Craig, we got you down for double C's, and I'll tell you what, we are just one big happy family there, and we got a great Beacon Net crew and a great club too. So I appreciate everybody there. It's been a big help lately. So Craig, we'll say 73 and catch you down the log. AF5JB was mobile in and out, so we'll say 73 if you're still listening, and that's going to bring me to Northern Mark, KC8FQV. Take it away.
Well, I don't have a lot to say right now. I haven't even figured out what the trivia is. I mean, I heard a little bit, but I haven't figured it yet. But I did get to the Hamfest yesterday, and I'm playing with this piece of crappy computer. You know, these computers can be crap at times. And that's what this one does. It wants to sort of like crap in you. And that, you know, when they're not very big, I don't know how they can take a crap. But they do. But yesterday Hamfest was good, so I might come back later and answer the trivia. But let's send it back to net control. So KCFQV.
All right there, Mark. Well, feel free to recheck. I'm sure we'll reread those questions at some point here. So we'll say 73 for now, and that's going to bring me over to KE9S or CSL. Lewis, how you doing? Try one more time there for KE9CSL. You out there?
W8WKY.
All right, nothing heard. Next on the list is Phil, WV3K. He was in and out. Phil, if you're still listening, have a great night, my friend, and great to hear you. And that's going to bring me on over here to Alaska, to Kodiak. I hope he's listening. I know he's in the blue screen. AL18, Nate, how are you? Long time no talk.
Hey, good evening to you and the rest of the net. Yeah, it's been a while, but glad I was able to hop on tonight. Been super busy with work and all things associated. It's PCS time for me, so I'll be leaving Kodiak been going to my new unit. I got orders to Brinkin, Puerto Rico. So I got a command position, so nice promotion, and it'll be a fun job. But the move is not so fun. So we're struggling through that, but one day at a time. For the trivia, I'll go with Alpha and Delta as usual. And with that, I don't have too much more to add. Rainy day in Kodiak as usual, but with that, I'll send it back to you, Alpha Lima Tango.
All right there, Nate. Well, great to hear you. We got you for Alpha and Delta, and sorry to hear about having to move there, but hopefully you'll find that your new spot is as good as the spot you're at now, and I hope we still get to hear you when you get there, too. So we'll say 73. Thanks for everything you do, and thanks for coming and joining us here. With that, Nate was the bottom of the list. This is KDED-PC with the Beacon Net, and I'm looking for some more check-ins. Please call now.
KR4CQF in the lower 48, listening in on your net.
KN6NIK out here in Southern California, listening in on the net. The name is Victor here.
All right, I picked up a couple that time. I think this first one is wrong. I think we missed a letter there. K4CQF, I think it may have been KO4CQF, but I'll confirm that. And then the other one was Victor there. I'm waiting for the net logger to load up here. We'll get you in just a second. Let me go back to that first call. With that first station, would you come back and give me your call phonetically a couple of times, please?
Kilo Romeo 4 Charlie Quebec Foxtrot. Kilo Romeo 4 Charlie Quebec Foxtrot in the state of Georgia.
All right, perfect. Thanks so much there. We got you on the list. We'll be right back to you, KR4CQF. Now let's go to that other station, the sixth station. Would you please give me your call again a couple times phonetically? I'm sorry, I just didn't catch it there.
Yeah, it's Kilo November 6, November India Kilo. Kilo November 6, November India Kilo. Victor out here in Corona, California.
All right, thanks so much there, Victor, and thanks to for both of you for clarifying the calls for me. The brain and the fingers just aren't working so well together tonight. Let's go back to the top here, KR4CQF. William, how you doing tonight? Did you happen to hear our trivia questions?
No, sir, I came in late via Echolink. First contact with the state of Alaska.
Oh, very good there. Well, we're actually out of Ohio. This is the Beacon Net. You did hear Nate from Alaska, but yeah, he's the only Alaska station on here tonight. We're out of Ohio, Doylestown, a little bit south of Cleveland there. So good to have you on the net. If you'd like to take a shot at our trivia, I'd be happy to have the questions reread for you.
You folks carry on. I'm just standing back listening to you.
All right, very good there. Well, make sure you come back and join us. We're here for the Beacon Net every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 p.m. for the pre-show. We have a couple of trivia questions, and it's a lot of fun. So come back and visit us when you can. We'll say 73 to you for now, and that's going to bring me on over to Victor, KN6NIK. How you doing tonight? And did you happen to hear our trivia questions?
No, I do not. I'm coming to you guys for Allstar. this is supposed to be like Alaska, from what I gather, but it looks like it comes out of Texas. You know how all this stuff kind of works, especially over the internet. So anyway, same as my fellow ham operator there before me, I'm just kind of listening in tonight. Like to join you guys at some other time, though. Cleveland, Ohio, okay, a little south of that. I used to live in Florence, Kentucky, and worked right up there close to Middleton, Ohio. So, yeah, definitely good to hear everybody. I thought everybody was out of Alaska. So, anyway, I'm going to hand it back to Net KN6 and IK.
All right there, Victor. Well, sorry to disappoint. Yeah, we are not out of Alaska, but we're probably linked up with things in Alaska. We're linked with things all over the country and the world for the Beacon Net. But yeah, come back and join us when you can. We're here every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 p.m. for the pre-show. And that's Allstar Node 48496 and Echolink WA8WKY-R. We'll say 73 to you for now, and we'll look forward to catching you on down the log. This is KD8EPC with the Beacon Net. I'm at the bottom of the list, and I'm looking for some more check-ins. Please call now.
This is Kilo Juliet 5 Foxtrot Lima Lima, Brad in Waco, Texas. And I will be in and out, sir. Gotta get up early. Over.
All right there, Brad. We got you on the list to in and out. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night, and hopefully you don't got to wake up too early there. We'll say 73 to you. Brad was at the bottom of the list, and this is KD8EPC with the Beacon Net. I'm looking for more check-ins. Please call now. Boy, nothing else heard. We'll make one more call here, and then we'll go talk to the net control team. Any other stations waiting to check into the Beacon Net, please call out.
This is Delta Uniform 3 X-Ray Charlie Delta. Again, the call sign is Delta Uniform 3 X-Ray Charlie Delta. The name here is Dennis, and I am from the Philippines.
Yeah, Victor Kilo 2, Delta Yankee, VK2DY, Robert in Sydney.
All right, we got a couple of really cool ones there. We have Delta Uniform 3 X-Ray Charlie Delta, Dennis in the Philippines, and we have VK2DY, Robert over in Sydney there. Let's start in the Philippines there with Dennis. Delta Uniform 3 X-Ray Charlie Delta. Good evening to you. Did you happen to hear our trivia questions, and how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, good morning, Net Control. This is DU3X. I believe your name is Dustin. Yeah, my name here is Dennis. And no, I did not get the trivia question, but I would appreciate it if you, repeat the question, and I'll be glad to answer it. So back to you, DU3X City.
W8WKY.
All right there, Dennis. Well, just stand by for me. We'll be happy to reread you the trivia questions. We actually have two of them, so stand by and I'll call for you in just a minute. I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to find Eric, K8VZA. Would you please reread us the main trivia question?
KD8EPC, KE8VZA here with the main trivia question. Some radio stations used water for cooling transmitters. Besides cooling, what else was the water used for? Choices are alpha. The water was used in a wet radial system. Bravo. The water, which was dirty, was used for irrigation. The water, Charlie, the water was used to heat the station. Or Delta, the water was used for firefighting. I'll repost this in the blue screen in a minute. KE8VZA back to net control.
All right, Eric, thank you so much. Now, because I'm contractually obligated to talk to him, let's go over to KI5DAY all day long. Alan and Larry the Rubber Chicken. Alan, would you please reread us the alternate trivia?
Yes, I will. KI5DAY. Larry got excited. He saw a June bug crawling across the floor that got out of his package. You know, he likes June bugs besides Funyuns. Anyways, yeah, let's see. I think I posted it in the screen. Yeah, I'll read it again. Here we go. Back in 1967, Dr. Martin Luther King and his wife Coretta Scott King did a kind gesture that was later paid back. They covered the cost of the birth of one of these famous people. Whose birth cost did the Kings pay for? Was it A, Anderson Cooper of CNN, B, Julia Roberts, the movie star, C, Alan West, a retired military officer and politician, or D, zoologist Dr. Lima Cornwaldolfi? KI5DAY, back to net.
All right there, Alan. Thanks for that. And you tell Larry to calm down there. Let's go back over here to Dennis now. Delta Uniform 3 X-Ray Charlie Delta. Take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much for rereading the question. And for the first one, I think my answer would be letter C. Probably used for heating the station. And for the second question, I have to admit, I have no idea, but I'll take a wild guess. What the heck? I mean, nothing to lose. So I'll probably go with Charlie also. So CNC. So back to you, Dustin. DU3 XCD from the Philippines.
All right there, Dennis. Well, thanks for stopping by and joining us on the Beacon Net tonight. We really do appreciate that, and it's super cool to talk to the Philippines. I don't get to do that often. So come back and join us. We're here every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I guess that's the 0200 UTC. And you can find us on Allstar Node 48496, Echolink WAWKY-R, and various other nodes and connections all throughout the country and the world. Dennis, 73, thanks again, and we'll catch you on down the log. This is KD8PC with the Beacon Net. Next, we're going to talk to Robert, VK2DY. How you doing?
Yes, good afternoon. This is Robert, VK2DY in northwestern Sydney, where it is currently 12:38 p.m. Monday afternoon Eastern Standard Time. Yes, we did a thing last Sunday. We went back to Standard Time, and we will be on Standard Time until the first weekend in October. First Sunday in October when we go back to daylight savings time. I'm not real happy about it getting dark so early now. I thought it was the middle of the night. It was 6 o'clock last night. But anyway, it is what it is. I wish they just leave it on daylight savings time personally. But anyway, it is what it is. Mid-70s Fahrenheit at the moment. We've had sort of a long stretch of nice, cool, warmish days and coolish nights. That's what we've had. In Fahrenheit terms, mid-70s for highs and lower 50s for lows. I think I'm doing the math right there. But anyway, it's been really ideal weather. I really like this weather. I wish we could keep this all winter, but we won't. Other than that, not a whole lot else happening here. Just another week come and gone. I'm waiting another week or two to go out and see some autumn colors. You have to go and look for autumn colors because Australian trees are not deciduous. So you have to go find areas that have a large number of imported trees planted. And I know of a couple places, but they are nowhere near peak. They're just beginning to turn color right now, so have to give it another couple weeks, I'd say. Anyway, thank you so much for taking my check-in, VK2DY. Oh, answers. Let's say the first one with the cooling, with the liquid cooling. I don't think you use it for irrigation. I'm going to go with heating the station as the answer for that one. And for the Martin Luther King one, I think Julia Roberts was one of the answers. I think that was. If it isn't, she'll have to give me the answers. But I think she was one, and I'll take her. VK2DY. Back to net.
All right there, Robert, VK2DY. Well, great to hear you, and it's always funny to hear you out there. Your weather's the opposite of ours, so something else to think about that there. We'll say 73. We got you down for Charlie and Bravo. We also picked up off of the blue screen there, N5SGJ, Don, and we have your answers as Delta and Bravo. So, Don, thanks for stopping by. This is KD8PC with the Beacon Net. I'm at the bottom of the list as it stands, and I'm looking for check-ins. Please call out. Nothing heard. One more call here. Any other check-ins for the Beacon Net before we go talk to the net control team? Please call now. Nothing heard. Well, let's go to the top. I don't know if he's still there with us or not, but let's talk to Nick at Nite, K8QKO. You turned your coax into a hose, huh? Take it away.
K8QKO. Thank you, Dustin. Yeah, thanks for picking up the net for me there. Because I don't know if I turned into a hose. I think Mother Nature did that. Maybe this is my own fault. We built a J-pole as a club build a few years ago, and I remember hearing about, if you want to put it outside, you should do X, Y, and Z to make sure that it's watertight. And I said, okay, and I just kind of hung it up outside, and I never did anything with it until now. It looks like some water got down into the feet of the coax and the antenna. We'll see how bad it is tomorrow when the sun's out. I can get a real good look at it. I think that's what was causing my issues. I was making an educated guess. Aside from that, it's been one of those weekends. Been busy. Went to the Veterans Cemetery this weekend with my son's Boy Scout troop and other volunteers, and we went through, organized our group did about 4,200 flags. Got them all ready for Memorial Day weekend when they put them on the graves. So I did that. Had another activity at the church for the Scouts today. Had to do a bunch of shopping, clean up, get rid of a bunch of food, change some diet stuff. A doctor's appointment on Friday that I thought was going to go well and did not go well at all. So, just been one of those weekends. And then the antenna was the icing on the cake. Hopefully the week goes a bit better. Anyway, I guess with that, my answers for the trivia. It's going to be Charlie and Charlie. And so with that, I will pass it back to you, K8QKO.
W8WKY.
All right there, Nick. Well, lots of good things happening, and sorry to hear about your coax. That's really a bummer there. That's no fun. We got you down for Charlie and Charlie. I hope you get things figured out, and boy, I had something else for you, but I don't remember what it was. So we'll say 73 to you and catch you on down the log. We're going to go talk to the rest of the team here real quick before we catch our trivia peoples. And let's start with KD8SLG now. Just Nick, you still out there melting ice?
KD8EPC, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Dustin, all the Beacon Netizens. Yeah, I'm out here melting ice. That's what I do. But I'm walking around without crutches now, a little bit inside, away from everybody. So that's kind of cool, new and different. Trivia. I'm going to go with Charlie and, of course, Delta for Alan. Alan. Hi. Had to throw that in there. Thanks for picking it up, Dustin. Fine business. KD8SLG back to net control.
wonderful to hear you're on the mend, my friend, and we're looking forward to having you behind that screen real soon. I will say 73, we got you down for Charlie and Delta. Have a great night, and we'll catch you down the log. Let's go over to Mr. Lucy now, W8HRF. Good evening. Take it away.
KD8EPC, W8HRF. Good evening, everybody. Good to hear you, Dustin. Man, let's see. For trivia, for Eric's, I'm going to go with Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. And for Alan's, excellent question, Alan. I know it's not Alpha, but for some reason I want to go with Alpha. So for Alan's, but I love all of the options. So, oh man, we had a really good weekend here. It was a lot of fun going to the Hamfest and seeing so many people. It felt like every 5 steps I took ran into somebody else and started up another conversation. So it was really good seeing folks. I even got a couple of purchases in, which was cool. I got a couple of different connectors and something else. Mostly connectors that I remember. Oh, shrink tubing. I got some shrink tubing. That was good. Nano VNA. Hopefully it works. So that was cool. And we had a good initial operations committee meeting yesterday, a kickoff for that. So we're looking forward to Field Day and POTA and a whole bunch of stuff coming down the pike. So that's awesome. And today I spent a little bit of time. I ran over to the candy store and picked up a mobile antenna mount and starting to get that set up in the Ford. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, I think that's about everything I have. So thanks for picking up the net, Dustin. Good to hear you. And good to hear Eric behind the keyboard there. Good to hear Nick at night. And good to hear Nick's on the mend. So we're looking forward to hearing him running the pre-show soon, hopefully. So. Send it back to you, sir. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. 7-3 all. W8HRF. I'm clear.
All right there, Josh. Sunday fun day, and you saw what I'm getting into. I don't have enough amps in my power supply to run my new power, so that's a bummer, and I need to find me a nice 75 or 100 amp power supply now. So we'll say 73, and that's going to bring me on over to Miss Lucy K8YUK. Take it away.
KD8EPC, K8YUK. Sorry about the quick key. I picked up the microphone and snagged the what's it called? Yeah. Hi, Alan. Hi, Alan. Hi, Alan. Hi, everybody. Blue Screen was fun tonight. Josh pretty much summed up the weekend. Hamfest was no, that's okay. That's okay. Hamfest was fun. Betty is hilarious. Big fan of knowing people and doing things and touching things. I think the most recent cute story that I have is I had a tube of paper towels that I stole from the downstairs bathroom for one of my crafts, and it was in my way, and she was in my way. So I decided to kill 2 birds with one stone, and I asked her to put the paper towels back in the bathroom, and she kind of looked at me sideways, and I was like, just put it by the sink. And so she toddled off, and I heard her go upstairs, and I thought, oh, she already forgot what she was doing. Well, she didn't. She took the paper towel all the way up to the upstairs bathroom and set it on the back of the toilet, and she did such a good job for what she thought she was doing. So that was really cute. We're getting ready for Easter. It's coming up here in a couple weeks, which is crazy. Oh, trivia. I knew I was forgetting something. For Maine, I'm going to go with, you know what? I think I'm going to go with double C's. Charlie and Charlie. Good questions, though, guys. And, yeah, I don't know. The only thing I bought at the Hamfest were 2 little Matchbox cars for my dad for Easter, because what else do you give your dad for Easter? I don't know. That and Reese's. And, I got a bunch of little Ben 10 toys. I like little toys. Little toys are nice, and they kept Betty busy, and so it was a great combo. And now I get to add them to my tin of tiny toys, and those are the toys that I bring out when A, the kids are old enough, and B, it's a rainy day, and they're unique little toys that I pick up from random places. So that was nice to add to the collection. And that's pretty much what I did. Yep, that and doing dishes. All right, I'll pass it back to you, Dustin. Glad that just Nick is healing up. Sorry that Nick at Night has a hose now. That's unfortunate. And it's good to hear everybody anyway. K8YK, back to K80PC. Good night. God bless everybody.
All right there, Miss Lucy. Well, lots of good things happening there. Great to hear you. And we got you down for C and C tonight. We're going to say 73, and we'll look forward to catching you down the log. Let's see now. Let's go back up to Eric now, K8VZA. Actually, let me go to Alan real quick. KI5DAY, would you be your answer to the main trivia?
KI5DAY. Oh, doggone it, I used my number. Oh, well. Yeah, I guess I really didn't want to give the answer away. It's such a good question, but I will. An overwhelming majority of people picked Alan West. He is a politician, former military officer. He's pretty famous on television for being a conservative politician. And most everybody picked him, which surprised me because that is the wrong answer. So tonight's trivia question was, let me go back to it. It read, back in 1967, Dr. Martin Luther King and his wife, Coretta Scott King, did a kind gesture that was later paid back. They covered the cost of the birth of one of these famous people. Whose birth cost did the Kings pay for? Was it Anderson Cooper of CNN, Julia Roberts, the movie star, Alan West, retired military officer and politician, or zoologist Dr. Lima Cornwaldleby? Excuse me. And yes, it was Julia Roberts, believe it or not. Let me let this drop, and I will explain. Already, there's a lot of interesting facts out there about the Kings, but this is one definitely that's out there. But back in 1967, by the way, all three of these people were born in 1967. Martin Luther King and his wife covered the cost of Julia Roberts' hospital birth. It turns out that the Roberts' parents at the time couldn't afford the bills, and the King's gesture was a heartfelt payback. So, excuse me, later when Julia Roberts' parents came into a little bit of money, they started running a theater school in Atlanta, where the Dr. King was from. Well, they welcomed the King children as students when they had trouble finding a place that would accept them because they were black. So, there you go. Voila, peanut butter. KI5DAY, back to Nick.
All right, Alan, a little premature. I was just asking for your answer for the main trivia question before we went up to Eric here and got his answer. So, but no worries there. We were coming to you next for that anyhow. Let's go back up here to Eric K8VZA and get your comments and the answer to the main trivia.
W8WKY.
KD8EPC in the group, KE8VZA here. Full disclosure, I already entered Delta as my answer for the alt trivia into the blue screen because I saw a documentary about that. Anyway, main trivia, here we go. Radio stations used water for cooling and transmitters. Some of them did. Besides cooling, what else was the water used for? Several possibilities here. The correct one is Charlie. The water was used to heat the station / shack or building. So there you have it. There was a big station down in Cincinnati, WL something, AM station, that at one point was allowed to put out an extremely high power level, and they had all kinds of water cooling going on down there. Liquid cooling for transmitters seems a bit exotic, but truthfully, anything but. It has been used for years, including large AM flamethrowers back in the 50s and 60s. And it was the only efficient way to push heat out of high-power AM tube transmitters. So there you have it, Charlie. KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, Eric, thanks so much for doing the pre-show and the main trivia tonight and the logging. We really appreciate that. We're going to say 73 to you, and We put him in timeout, but we're going to go talk to him again one more time. KI5DAY, did you have any further comments for us, Alan?
Yeah, I would like to petition the main trivia answer. I'm pretty certain it was E. The extra water is used to flush the potty. I'm pretty certain I heard that once. Way back when the 2020 came on the air, back on ABC when I was a kid. I know there was a documentary. No, there wasn't. But anyways, yeah, that's awesome. I don't have much. It's been a long weekend. I have been through a rough March. I went through the flu. I went through 2 weeks of really bad allergies, started coming back around, and I got Montezuma's revenge flu bug, or whatever it was, stomach bug. Now I'm back to allergy issues, and I have this little cough that won't go away, so probably going to have to go see my doctor. It's nothing over the top, but it is annoying. But it's one of those things, and I think it could be from, again, somebody said Funyun dust from Larry. It could be, who knows. I'll have to stay away from him when he eats his Funyuns. But unless he snuck some strawberries in the house, that may be what it is, because I'm highly allergic to fresh strawberries. So I'll be looking for those. Maybe he put some under the couch to get to me. KI5DAY, back in it.
Sorry there, Alan. I stopped by earlier and baked some strawberry pies in your oven because I ran out there. So great to hear you. No worries. And tell Larry there to eat his Funyuns somewhere else. We'll say 73. I hope you feel better soon. And we'll look forward to catching you again there down the log real soon. All right, this is KD80PC with the Beacon Net. We're at the bottom of the list, and we're looking for some more check-ins. Please call now.
WB9YPA, South Bend, Indiana.
Copy, Kilo, Echo, 8, Nite, Yankee, City, English, K8MMY.
All right, we'll take them a couple at a time. We have WB9YPA, Mike over in Indiana, and we have K8MMY, Chris. Let's start at the top here with WB9YPA. Good evening, how are you?
Hey, doing a lot better since we got a radio station back on the air up here in South Bend that took a dive. The exciter just decided to quit, and no audio on the air. Had RF output power, but no audio whatsoever. So we got that straightened out, put a spare exciter back in there, and now it's on the air. And you were talking about WLW in Cincinnati, and they were running 500,000 watts. And they used a 50,000 watt Westinghouse transmitter to drive that big tube type menagerie that put out the 500,000 watts. And yes, and the water cooling, yeah, it was pretty cool. All the pumps and stuff. And they had like a pond, a water pond outside that was used to cool the tubes. So pretty neat that you brought that up. I was pretty. That's a pretty cool setup there. But yeah, too bad that they got decommissioned with all that power. But that was pretty amazing stuff. Over.
Well, yeah, that's a lot of power, Mike. I couldn't imagine running that. So there you go. Did you have anything else for the net tonight?
Yes, and I also understand that there were like people that lived close by, and they could not. There's my telephone. Sorry about that, but they had to put. I understand that they had to put the fluorescent light bulbs in the closet at night because they couldn't turn the light switches off to kill there was that much power that it energized the lamps without the power. So with that, I better grab my telephone. Talk to you later.
right, WB9YPA. Well, Mike, we'll say 73 to you. Thanks for joining us, and get that phone call. And funny story, I used to have some HTs as a kid that if you got them too close to the fluorescent lights, they'd light them up too. We'll say 73 and catch you down the log, and that's going to bring me on over to Chris, K8MMY. What do you know?
Everything I know, and $7 might get you a cup of coffee. But I've just been working around the house here, have the nut on in the background, so great to hear everybody and all of that. And Bethany Station, which was the original Voice of America, which is in Cincinnati and is now a museum. They have a cutaway of one of the tubes, and somebody could stand inside one of those tubes, but they cooled everything with water as well. But that's all I have to say to Frank. K8MMY. A good week to everybody. Hear you on Wednesday.
All right there, Chris. Well, thanks for the wonderful info, and thanks again for stopping by there. We'll say 73. Have a great night, and we'll look forward to catching you again there Wednesday night. This is KD8EPC with the Beacon Net. We're at the bottom of the list, and this is going to be the last call for check-ins. Please call now.
Kilo, Charlie 8, Echo Yankee. Dave down here in East Sparta.
All right, KC8EUI. Dave, how you doing?
Doing just fine tonight. Using Echolink to get into the net tonight. Was too lazy to go down and fire up the the rig. Just up here where the warm at. Just heard you guys in there. Wanted to say howdy. Add myself to the list, and also about that RF, that transmitter. I found out anytime I get close to RF, if I get too close, I get lit up. Back to the net.
All right there, Dave. Well, thanks for stopping by there and sounding good on Echolink tonight. We'll say 73 to you. We're at the bottom of the list, and this is the last and final call for check-ins for the Beacon Net. Please call now.
W8WKY.
Papa November, Peoria, Arizona.
All right, let me pick it up there. All I got was November. Would you key for a couple of seconds and give me your call a couple of times phonetically, please?
Yes, November 7, Papa November.
All right, November 7, Papa November. Good evening. How you doing?
Yeah, real good. Yeah, I'm on my Allstar Node here, and just been reading the mail, I guess, and I really enjoyed your trivia question regarding the cooling for the broadcast stations. I did pick C2, so I guess I was right. But yeah, we're checking in from Peoria, Arizona. Had a real nice, productive day, and enjoying the weather. Is starting to warm up, so I think summer's on its way. I think we had a high in the mid-80s here today. So, but with that, back to net control and 7 p.m. Name here is Fred, Foxtrot, Romeo, Echo, Delta.
All right, Fred, well, your node sounds really good, and we really appreciate you joining us. We're here every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 p.m. for the pre-show. We have a couple of trivia questions, and it's always a good time. So come back and join us when you can. Like I said, we're here every Sunday and Wednesday. So I'm going to say 73 to you for now, and you can catch us on Allstar Node 48496. And Echolink W8WKY at -R. Fred was at the bottom of the list. This is KD80PC, and why not? I'm going to make one more call. This is the last and final call for the BeaconNet. Please call now. All right, nothing else heard on behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. Myself and the BeaconNet crew, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the BeaconNet, Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the W8WKY repeater, 147.390 with a positive offset and a PL tone of 114.8. Allstar Node 48496 and Echolink W8WKY-R. Also, don't forget to check out the barometer net every morning at 7 a.m. except for Sunday here on the W8WKY repeater. And don't forget to visit our friends over on the N5XQK Memorial Board and Breaker Net every day at noon Central Time. That's on Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to the BeaconNet. This is KD80PC, returning the repeaters for normal amateur use this time, and I will be clear. 73, y'all.
QV. Okay, so just make a comment that, they're talking about going through construction zones and that. The state of Ohio is talking about the penalties of you having to go back to school to learn online. That's a joke. Online. What they're doing in their cars is a joke. Just a joke when they say if you get fined, you're going to go and do an online course. A joke. If they want to really straighten up it, sit in a real classroom. KSFQV.
KEAQFT, I think anyone who gets caught speeding through a construction zone should have to spend a couple of weeks out there with the sign telling people to slow down or stop or whatever. That's what they ought to do. See what it's like to have people whizzing by you at 70 miles an hour when you're trying to slow them down to 25 or 30.
You're